Well, I guess I won't be getting a CW Batwoman Ruby Rose action figure. Because they definitely won't be making one. Just in case this is the first time you're hearing of this, just to clarify and just to have everybody on the same page, Ruby Rose has quit the CW's Batwoman show. She will no longer be playing Kate Kane, aka Batwoman, when the show returns next year for season 2. They are going to be recasting the role. Alright? As far as the reasons for her not coming back, that is still a mystery. They've been very, very quiet about the reasoning behind this decision. And guys, I know it's already, we're only 5 months into 2020. It's already been a pretty hard year, and people are sick of getting bad news on top of bad news on top of bad news. But just please keep in mind that this is not the worst thing to ever happen. There are worse things happening in the world. Please keep a level head. I agree that this sucks, alright? This is not the ideal situation for a fanboy or a fangirl. Especially if you are, if you're a lesbian fangirl and you desperately want that representation, and you saw that representation in Ruby Rose, and you felt like you finally had a character on TV that represented you. I know it hurts, especially if you're really attached to her. But just know that the DCW Universe, the Arrowverse, it's not over, alright? It's going to keep going, and Batwoman is not over. And that this is not the first nor the last time when the main star of a franchise left the franchise and was replaced. And there's a lot of cases where that turned out for the better. Like, for example, Edward Norton left the Marvel Cinematic Universe and was no longer going to play Bruce Banner. And we thought that was it. It sucks. There's no fixing this. They're not going to find anybody better. And along comes Mark Ruffalo, and he aced it. He did a far superior job at playing Bruce Banner, playing the awkward, lovable nerd. And on top of that, he's the first actor, and thus far only actor in history, to play both Bruce Banner and the Hulk in a live-action adaptation of the comic. So there's an example of something that turned out for the best, and this could potentially turn out to be the same way. They could potentially, now that the creators have more experience producing a show like this and have a better understanding of who the character of Kate Kane is and where they want her to go, they probably will have an easier time finding a replacement for Ruby Rose, okay? And the only thing, I hope they give an in-canon explanation for Kate suddenly looking like another woman, okay? And I hope that Ruby Rose is willing to participate in that episode where suddenly Kate, for some reason, changes her physical appearance somehow. Alright? And if that sounds insane, there's a lot more insane shit that has happened in just fanboy media in general, let alone this franchise, this crazy, crazy franchise where in the last crossover the superheroes fought a giant plush doll. Alright? So, this is by far Kate Kane suddenly transforming from one woman to the other, or looking like another woman suddenly, will not be the weirdest thing, but I hope they don't insult the audience's intelligence and don't acknowledge the fact that it's a different person in the part. Because fans care, alright? And I feel that as long as the creators don't insult the fans' intelligence, it should be okay. Yes, there have been some occasions where they didn't acknowledge it at all, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Or twice that happened, not just with Mark Ruffalo, but also when Terrence Howard dropped out of the Iron Man franchise as he formerly played Rhodey, aka War Machine, and then he was replaced by Don Cheadle, which again, another example of being replaced by an actor that was more suitable for the part, that fit that role a lot better. Okay, so please be optimistic. Now, people keep messaging me over and over again and asking me, ERod, why did this happen? Do you know? Do you know somebody that knows? Sadly, I don't, guys. I wish I had all the information about these shows, these comics, these cartoons, but I don't. All I've heard is rumors so far, so I'm going to share some theories as to why Ruby Rose left the show. Again, these are just theories. If you have the real information, if you have the real reason, please share it via a link in the comment section below, alright? Number one, she broke her back making this show. She had an old injury that was aggravated while filming a stunt for Batwoman, wherein a disc in her back got pushed into her spine and nearly severed her spine, paralyzing her, and she had to have emergency surgery, which is the reason why she missed Comic-Con this past year. And a lot of people were being douchebags online, saying shit like she's a snob and she doesn't want to meet the fans, blah blah blah. No, you fucking assholes. She was having emergency surgery because she broke her fucking back making this show for you and was nearly paralyzed. You fucking assholes. And last but not least, one of the few factual reasons that might contribute to her departure is that when she accepted this role, she instantaneously started to be harassed online by every homophobe on the fucking planet because she's playing this role. Because she is, not just homophobes, but also a lot of really sexist people that feel that Batman should have a show instead of Batwoman. And it got so bad that she quit Twitter. She shut down, she deleted her Twitter account. So this woman for the last year, sacrificed her body and her mental and her emotional state to make this show. So again, I cannot emphasize this enough. A, I'm not 100% surprised that she left, and B, I am sure that she has good reasons for leaving. And what's important, the big takeaway that I want all of you to take from this video is that she's a human being and she has to do what's best for her, and her physical and mental health are really important. Only she's going to take care of them. Whether or not these are the reasons or something else, whatever her reason for leaving, we should respect it. The end. Instead of being whiny fucking babies about it. Like I said, Batwoman will go on. The DCW Universe will go on. We have 4 other DCW shows that are on right now that will come back next year. And then on top of that, we have a brand new show that will premiere this coming year, Superman and Lois Lane, starring Tyler Hoechlin and Rachel Tulloch, who play Superman and Lois on Supergirl. That should be exciting. So, again, no reason to be jerks, no reason to come down on Ruby Rose, no reason to lament. Even though I do agree that this news is a big letdown in a long list of letdowns this year. But it's not the worst. Okay? Are we clear on that? Expect the worst, but hope for the best, like my grandma always says. So, thank you so much for your ongoing support, guys, and thank you so much for caring what I think about stuff like this. I hope that I left you at the end of this video with a more optimistic view of the future of this franchise. And furthermore, in a few minutes, hopefully by the time you're done watching this video, I'm gonna post a more optimistic, a more fun, a happier video where I will talk about my first impressions of the new CW/DC Universe show Stargirl. So check that out if you want to cheer up. If not, please do something to cheer up and be happy. We need every laugh, every smile right now, and we don't have time to feel bad over an actor quitting a job. Alright? So there you go. Take it easy. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes in my Stargirl video.